Hey guys, welcome back. It's Neon. I'm here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the Snake Eyes movie. I didn't even know until a couple of days ago they were thinking about doing a Snake Eyes movie. But now there's a potential casting controversy because once again, it is problematic to have a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white person playing anybody who does kung fu.
It's it's problematic to have a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy playing a character that's a blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy.
Yes, yes.
I'm just gonna call it out. That's what the problem is. He has always been blonde-haired, blue-eyed white guy for what, 30-some years?
Yeah.
But now it's a problem.
Because we're current year, Geeky. Get with the program. So before we get into the video, please subscribe to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, we passed 50,000 subs this week. We'd like 50,000 more by the end of the year.
Yep.
Hopefully, maybe. Okay, so Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes is G.I. Joe's silent ninja slash commando character. If you're not familiar with him, he's probably single-handedly the most popular G.I. Joe character. Even though he doesn't say it.
Yeah, he is. He really is.
He doesn't say a damn thing.
I'm still partial to Scarlet, which I'm sure now they're going to make, not white and not red hair.
Well, she can't. We can't have any gingers. So Scarlet will be in the movie, but she will not be a ginger. So they're going to do a Snake Eyes reboot, I guess, to try, because the last two G.I. Joe movies weren't great. I think the second one was better than the first one, but they weren't great. But here's the thing. They're casting the star of Crazy Rich Asians to play Snake Eyes. You're like, well, that's awesome, because Snake Eyes is a ninja. Therefore, as a ninja, naturally, he's Asian.
Yeah, check your assumptions, people.
Check your assumptions. Here's the thing. Snake Eyes in the comics was actually a scarred white dude. He was a white dude who went to Japan, trained with his clan, had a rivalry with Storm Shadow, due in part
Who was Asian,
due in part to the fact that he was an outsider. He was not Asian. Now, if you look at how the character was portrayed in the original G.I. Joe movie, and that actually comes up that his dojo's sort of not real thrilled about this white kid coming in. They're not real thrilled about him, and they're a Storm Shadow. So yeah, that is actually part of Snake Eyes' backstory.
That's the lore of Snake Eyes.
That is the lore of Snake Eyes.
It's not like, he's problematic suddenly. It's been this way since the beginning. I mean, that's just the way it has been. And, if this was the other way around, oh my God, they'd have a fit. How dare they?
Yeah, so here's the thing. Like, you're thinking, okay, it's not, it's not that big of a deal. I guess in the grand scheme of things, it's not that big of a deal, but the media is going to make it a big deal because they're going to make it out like it was problematic that Snake Eyes was a white guy.
No, I'm so tired of this. It's been the way the character's been for years. That's just the way the character's been. You cannot keep changing every character and saying because it's problematic because they were white. That's stupid. And
this article coming from Inverse, we'll go into this a little bit more, but I want to show you, Inverse also wrote an article about a year ago. Same thing, different show. Iron Fist. Iron Fist was problematic because Danny Rand was portrayed as a white guy in the show.
I said that to you. I didn't even know about this article, and I said to you, I'm like, this is like Iron Fist.
Yeah. Here's the thing. This is Danny Rand in the comics. Danny Rand is, oh my God, he's a white dude. He's an outsider. Actually, Iron Fist and Snake Eyes origins are kind of similar. They have a lot of the same kind of thing. The white guy trains with some Asian martial artists. There's a rivalry between one character who thinks that they should be the chosen one, and instead winds up being this dude. So actually, there's a lot of Iron Fist in the lore of Snake Eyes.
Well, I just don't understand this. To me, I'm like, which is worse? The fact that you're taking characters that are white and making them Asian or the fact that the reason you're making them Asian is because it's a ninja, it's a martial arts thing, so they have to be Asian. Hello, that's stereotyping too. I mean, you're being just as much of a whatever ish you want to call it by just assuming because they're a martial artist that they're Asian. That's can you stereotype it anymore? I mean,
I always thought that every Asian knew kung fu.
Yeah, I mean, you literally just stereotype the hell out of it. But no, it's problematic because it's a white guy.
So, okay, casting aside, we know that they race bend characters all the time. This is the trend now. But the fact that they're crowing about being it's problematic. G.I. Joe finally fixes.
He doesn't fix Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes has always been this way.
Fixes Snake Eyes being a white guy with Henry Golding.
I'm going to rewrite their article and then say, you know, Geeky Sparkles fixes this article by Eric.
A new spin-off reboot of Paramount's G.I. Joe will feature a new Snake Eyes and his actor, maybe Henry Golding, which doesn't sound like a very Asian name, does
Well,
it?
I think you should, you know, give him Storm Shadow's part. I mean, you know, I'm so tired of this shit. I really am.
Finally,
I really don't care, but I am. And I'm sorry.
Finally, we can stop pretending to believe that Snake Eyes is a white guy.
You know what? You probably even watched the original
No.
G.I. Joe. What are you, like, probably 20-something?
On Wednesday, The Hollywood Reporter revealed that Henry Golding, who last year starred in the rom-com hit Crazy Rich Asians, is in negotiations to play Snake Eyes, the iconic ninja of the G.I. Joes, in his own solo movie, blah, 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 blah. It's going to be a reboot. Either way, if negotiations are finalized, Golding will replace actor stuntman Ray Park, who portrayed Snake Eyes in the last two movies. They never show his face. They basically hired him for his kung fu ability.
Right,
That's
and
why
because
they
Snake
hired
Eyes
him.
doesn't talk.
Nope.
That's kind of the part of the point. They're going to change that, too, they said.
So here's the thing. Golding is an exciting choice to play Snake Eyes, if also a confusing one. Well, it is kind of. While Golding is a charismatic and handsome leading man, he has been the rare Asian actor to play a romantic lead not once but twice. Not twice, but 4 times in his young career. Snake Eyes is a famously masked character, remembered by a whole generation of nerds for donning all black Kevlar and fighting against Ninja Clan brother rival Storm Shadow. His face has only been seen in the comics once. There it is. Which revealed him to be a scarred blonde Caucasian male. Actually, his face was in the comics multiple occasions. They just always shadowed it. Mm-hmm. I think he went out to Google and was just like, when did we see, you know, Snake Eyes' face? Actually, I remember the older issues of G.I. Joe. They always had Snake Eyes. You could tell he had blonde hair and fair skin, but they always put like a hat on him or something so they'd cover his face. So you never knew exactly how bad the damage was, but you knew he was a white dude.
I'm sorry, this next quote just...
Okay. Snake Eyes, of course, is everyone's favorite G.I. Joe character. He's got the best costume. His file card made it so any kid could imagine themselves behind the mask. And for this Asian American kid, that was a big deal. It also helped that everyone and everything about his backstory was a mystery. He could literally be anyone to anybody, which is why it was ultimately disappointing to learn Snake Eyes was a white guy.
If he could be anyone to anybody, what does it make? What difference does it make?
So this is Keith Chow for Nerds of Color. It was disappointing to find out that Snake Eyes was a white guy.
This is
I'm
stupid.
sorry.
I'm like, you know, you guys...
And Larry Hama, who is Asian, created the character.
You know, because
I'm just gonna
obviously,
put that out there.
if it's a martial arts person, they have to be Asian. It has to be. That's like this biggest stereotype ever. That is, you guys are just stereotyping the hell out of this and then complaining about being white and how they're fixing it now to make it like our stereotype that we think it should be. That's what you guys are just saying. If I could change the title. They're fixing Snake Eyes to make him the stereotypical Asian martial arts artist because we didn't like that he was white. Am I wrong?
Right. I'm actually more worried now that because I've never seen Crazy Rich Asians. I'm worried that this guy.
I actually want to see that actually.
Yeah, this guy's a rom-com star. I'm like,
Well,
oh
I like
god.
rom-coms.
Yeah, but not for Snake Eyes.
No, but I do like rom-coms. Can he do the martial arts parts though?
Well, that's where you get Ray Park. When he puts the mask on, he becomes Ray Park. Casting an Asian actor, Golding is British Malaysian to portray Snake Eyes feels like a serious course correction.
Course correction from
that
what?
feels long overdue.
Course correction for your stereotyping? Is that what's wrong here? Because at the end of the day, you're pissed because the ninja wasn't the stereotypical Asian, it was a white guy. That's what you're pissed about. If it had been a black guy, would it still be, you still want it course corrected to being an Asian so it fits your stereotypes? Is that what this is about?
I'm just like, wow. I mean, I think this is gonna, if it goes the way of rom-com, it's gonna be a train wreck. But yeah, I mean, they're like fixing. Let me reiterate. I want to show you who created Snake Eyes.
Okay.
This is Larry Hama. Larry Hama wrote G.I. Joe comics for years. He wrote the backstories of most of the Joe team. He is the driving force behind Snake Eyes. Snake Eyes was actually his favorite character. Snake Eyes in Storm Shadow. That was his thing. Larry Hama could have made Snake Eyes look like himself under the mask, but he chose not to. Because that was part of his backstory. He was an outsider who came into the Ninja Clan And he had to deal with all of that adversity.
I know.
It's an outsider. I'm just putting that out there.
To me, but the funniest thing about this whole thing is they're going to fix, in quotes, the problematic Snake Eyes character by stereotyping him. That's how their fix is. That we're going to make him look the way we stereotyped him in our minds, because Asians, of course, are the martial artists.
But I'm like, I don't understand why you're calling Snake Eyes problematic when this was Snake Eyes' creator. Isn't that kind of insulting?
They probably didn't even look it up, honestly.
I don't know. Oh my god.
It's probably some 20-year-old never watched it anyway.
Well, let's go see. How old are you? You look about 28. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Well, like I said, he probably just went out, Googled Snake Eyes' face. It's like, well, there, they showed it at Night 4. Actually, Snake Eyes has been a white guy the whole time, conceived by Larry Hama as being a white guy.
They're just mad because it wasn't what they envisioned it. They envisioned it to be like them, and it wasn't. But then anybody could argue that he's not a woman. He's not a black guy. I know. They did do that.
We're gonna go there.
They did that too. I know.
So IDW, who is a very politically correct and teetering on the verge of bankruptcy, by the way. IDW. They did have a female course-corrected Snake Eyes. Latino female, I think.
Oh, still not Asian, right?
Still not Asian, but actually Larry Hama wrote that story, so I will give them a pass because.
But you know what I'm saying is, this is stupid.
Yeah, I know.
I mean, if she is she?
I'm not sure if she is or not. I don't remember. I didn't pick up the issue, but yeah, I'm just like, so yeah, they did this. I'm pretty sure.
But she better be Asian, because otherwise it's not right.
Pretty sure she was.
How dare they? Because she's not Asian. I'm just like. This whole thing's stupid. And they had a female Snake Eyes in the original show.
Jinx.
Her name was Jinx, right?
Yeah.
So I mean,
she met a bad end in the comics. She had a really bad end. I won't go into detail, but
I'm just saying, it's just like, this whole idea that, well, I guess it's not so much to me that they're going to cast him so much to me as the media is spinning it as, oh, they're finally fixing this problem. So the character designed by an Asian guy is a problem because in your mind, a ninja has to be Asian.
Basically, yeah.
I mean,
that's basically, yeah.
So you were making assumptions, you're stereotyping, and because it didn't meet your stereotypes, you're pissed until they fix it to make it to your stereotypes.
Yeah, pretty much.
If you're summing it up.
That and clickbait. We need people to come to the website, so... so Snake Eyes coming. I don't know if anybody cares.
Well, I hope if he's a rom-com star, I hope he knows how to do, martial arts. Of course he does. Automatically, you should make that assumption because he's Asian. So of course, if we're going to play the game that these people are playing on the media, obviously, if he's Asian, he could do all the kung fu because he's Asian. Duh. Only the Asian guys can play the Asian guys doing kung fu, even though it's a white guy. But whatever.
There we go.
Every Asian actor obviously knows how to do kung fu because if you're going to play along the lines of these media people who are making all kinds of damn assumptions and stereotyping, I'm going to stereotype too. Every Asian obviously knows kung fu, clearly.
Yeah.
So, and if he doesn't, then what are they going to do? Him and Scarlet rom-com?
Oh my God.
Him and Storm Shadow rom-com.
Oh God, that's nice. I'm sitting here thinking this is going to be an origin movie, so he's going to talk throughout the whole movie, and you won't see him regardless of who's under the mask. He will not put that mask on until the very last freaking 5 minutes of the movie.
You have to make sure you know that he's the stereotyped Asian guy because otherwise it's not right. Because only Asians can do martial arts. It's known. Everybody knows that. Right. White guys can never play martial artists because they clearly cannot do it ever. Except
for Chuck Norris.
Nuh-uh. He's just, you know what? He's gonna be recast.
We're gonna recast Chuck Norris.
Chuck Norris is gonna be recast because he's problematic.
He is problematic. It is problematic for Chuck Norris to exist.
I saw him once.
You did see him. Yeah, you told me about that. Yeah.
He was on an elevator.
Yeah. He was in an elevator with Chuck Norris.
I didn't get on the elevator. I was there, and they were in the elevator, and they're getting off, and we were waiting, and he was there, and he was in an elevator in New York City, and I was like, oh my God, that was Chuck Norris, and my friends didn't like who. I'm like, how do you not know who Chuck Norris is?
You can meet anybody in New York.
You can.
So I think we should wrap this up.
Yeah, sorry, I'm just a little irritated by this whole thing. I mean, I have nothing against this actor at all. I have absolutely no problem with him. I have a problem with these people stereotyping.
The media. Here we go.
The media, they're like, we are fixing this problem. He's been that way since the beginning. I mean, how is this a problem? And we're fixing it to meet our expectations and our stereotypes and our assumptions. And it's like, well, you're still stereotyping the hell out of this character. So, pot or kettle. Just saying.
Yeah.
They need a shirt that says pot or kettle.
Pot or kettle. So we're going to wrap this one up. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants here on Clownfish TV. This is Neon and Geeky.
Bye.
Goodbye. Hey guys, thanks for watching Clownfish TV. Please consider supporting the channel. Go to clownfishsupport.com. That's clownfishsupport.com. And if you want to join our community, go to clownfishtalk.com. That's clownfishtalk.com. Please subscribe. Ring the bell for notifications. We will talk to you next time.